lots of thoughts trying to come out at the same time. But,
Rupert Lowe has been suspended, if you don't already know. Watch till the end of the video and we'll talk about it some more.
Some breaking news for you back here. Reform UK have disclosed that the party has received complaints about what they describe as serious bullying in the offices of the Great Yarmouth MP Rupert Lowe. Let's go straight to our political correspondent, Liz Bates, who joins us now from Westminster. Fill us in, Liz.
Yeah, this is quite shocking stuff. This is a statement that has been released just in the last hour by the Reform UK chairman, Zia Yusuf, and Reform UK Chief Whip Lee Anderson. Now, it's quite a long statement. There's a lot in it. Let me read part of it to you. And it begins by saying that the party's received complaints from 2 female employees about serious bullying in the offices of the Member of Parliament for Great Yarmouth, Rupert Lowe. It goes on to say, evidence was provided to us of workplace bullying, the targeting of female staff who raised concerns, and evidence of derogatory and discriminatory remarks made about women, including reference to a perceived disability. It goes on, we feel we have a duty of care to all our staff, whether employed directly or indirectly. Accordingly, we appointed an independent King's Counsel to conduct an investigation into the veracity of these complaints. To date, Mr Lowe has yet to cooperate with this investigation. There's more to it as well. It looks like these complaints have already been logged with the parliamentary authorities. It also says that there are allegations of disturbing pattern of behaviour, including threats of physical violence against the party chairman as well. Accordingly, it says this matter is with the police. So this is a current Reform MP, a statement from the chairman of the party and the chief whip, which details that there are now 3 separate investigations going on into his behaviour against 2 women who are his staff and against the party chairman himself. What we don't know yet is whether he's been suspended. It doesn't seem like he's been suspended. That isn't included in the statement. So he is still a serving Reform MP. We haven't heard from Mr Lowe himself. We do know a bit of background on this because this spat has been playing out publicly now for quite some time. Remember, Reform only has 5 MPs, so this is very much a row within the top tier of the party because they don't really have any other tiers, to be perfectly blunt about it. But he has been quite critical in public of Nigel Farage. He did an interview with the Daily Mail where he called Nigel Farage messianic.
Reform UK has suspended Rupert Lowe. To be fair, one of their most prominent MPs who actually does the graft compared to Nigel Farage, who just appears occasionally in the Commons. The suspension of Rupert Lowe from Reform UK just hours after he criticised Nigel Farage as being the Messiah should surprise absolutely fucking nobody. Reform UK is a party built on division and grievance and is now eating itself alive in a civil war. What started as a reactionary vehicle for Brexit now exposes the hollowness of its claim to be a serious political force. Lowe's removal and referral to the police over allegations of workplace bullying and threats of violence is on the surface a moment of accountability. But the speed of the party's reaction, coming immediately after he publicly criticised Farage's leadership, tells you everything you need to know, basically. Are they truly concerned about workplace harassment and threats of violence, or is this just another example of Farage purging dissenters? Let's not be naive, folks. This is not the first time that Reform UK has engaged in petty infighting. Their entire political existence has been based on the politics of rage against immigrants, against climate policies, and against the so-called elite. But when that rage turns inwards, it becomes clear that Reform UK's leadership is as fragile as the party's ideology, and apparently Farage's bank account, which is why it got closed down, apparently. Farage's grip on his party mirrors the tactics of the populist right across the world. Dissent will not be tolerated. You're either completely loyal to the leader or you're out. Rupert Lowe may have used the language of Messiah as an insult, but it is an entirely accurate depiction and description of how Farage sees himself. This is not a party that tolerates debate, policy discussions, or even basic governance. It's a one-man operation where anyone who questions the leader is swiftly discarded. More telling, Reform UK's response to these serious allegations of bullying and threats of violence does not come from a position of principle, but from political convenience. Had Lowe remained quietly loyal to Farage, would these allegations have been taken seriously? The timing suggests not. If Reform UK actually cared about the treatment of employees or workplace culture in general, we would have heard about it long before a public fallout. Instead, the party's actions seem to be less about accountability and more about public retaliation. This is what happens when you build party on slogans rather than solutions. Reform UK is imploding before our very eyes, and whilst its MPs and leadership may attempt to present this as a sign of internal discipline, it's nothing more than proof that the party was never about democracy, policy, or leadership. It was and remains a vehicle for Farage's ego. The public deserve better. The British public deserve better. We deserve better. Reform UK's collapse should serve as a warning. Populist anger may win headlines, but it does not build a party capable of governing. You actually made it to the end of the video. If you would like to subscribe to the channel, which, why haven't you already, is somewhere over there. And also, if you want to watch more videos, also check out over there. I've been Jake from Just Jake. See you later.